Hello everyone, my name is Katie. I am the Introverted Reader and happy World Book Day to everyone. I said to you guys that I wanted to make a video about, just World Book Day and just about what reading means to me and like my own personal reading journey. I reached out to some people on Twitter and people talked about I just basically asked them like what reading and stuff means to you. And one in particular that stands out to me, I was talking to some of my good Judies over on Twitter, over on the group chat. Hi, if any of you are watching. And one of them was telling me a story about how she was reading this book. What was it called? I think it was called Memento or something. I can't remember what the name of the book was called, but she picked up this book and she came home to read it and went into her grandfather's study. She didn't know him very well, but he had passed away 5 years prior to her being born. But she told me this lovely story about how she sat in his study and just read this book, and even though she never met him, she felt really close to him, and it was just like her and her granddad's chair just like sitting reading it, and that really, really warmed my heart because that is what reading is meant to do. Like it's meant, like I believe that books can bring people closer together. I really, really do. And that really touched my heart. So thank you for sharing that with me. And yeah, it just got me thinking, like my own personal reading journey has been up and down for years. Like I always loved reading. But to be honest, it was just like growing up, I never knew like what I liked and what I wanted to read. And, like growing up, I was very shy. Like I didn't really get along with some of the other kids, mostly because some of them were little pricks and picked on me. But reading was kind of like my escape from all of that. And like reading, like I've told you guys this before, whenever I was about 8 or 9 years old, there was this book fair. We had, our book fair every year. I think it might have been World Book Day. I'm not entirely sure, but we got our little tokens and we went into this little room to pick out some books, and I lifted The Princess Diaries by Meg Cabot. Little did I know at 8 or 9 years old that that is a book for teenagers because it was talking about, stuff that teenage girls go through, like bodies developing and stuff like that. And she was also talking about like kissing boys and stuff like that. And I'm sitting there at 9 years old being like, ew, what are you talking about? And I even wrote a little book report, or no, not a book report. Well, I guess it was a book report, but a book review on it. And I remember mum reading it and being like, love, I don't think you can use this book. I think like, what book is this that you're reading? Like, I think this is too inappropriate for you. And I was just like, why not? It's my library book. I read blah, blah, blah. But I handed it and my teacher liked it. So that's the main thing. So it started with The Princess Diaries for me. And obviously I'm going to say it, Harry Potter. You know what I mean? I don't want anybody adding me about that. Harry Potter was there for me when I needed him, and no, we don't support TERFs in this house anymore, which just ruin everything for everyone. Why don't you flipping but whatever. But yeah, and Harry Potter as well. Harry Potter was there when I needed him, and then after I finished with that, I was sort of in between books, if I'm being honest, and I didn't really start reading again until Twilight came out. And Twilight I owe so much to, because I remember I actually saw the movie before I even read the book. Like I saw the movie on opening night, having no idea what it was about, having no idea why all these people with their books in hand were sitting flicking through the pages being like da 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 da, and like I was just like, what is it? It's a book series? Like what? And then seeing the movie, I thought the movie was the greatest thing that I had ever seen ever. And then immediately after the movie was over, me and my friend were like, we have to go and get these books and read the whole series and find out what happens and da da da. I was a twihard, okay? I was a twihard for a long time, and I do not regret those years whatsoever, because I just have a lot of fun memories, like going around to my friend's house, and she spoiled New Moon for me actually, because I remember this vividly. We were sitting in her living room. I hadn't finished the first book yet. She had finished it and was on the New Moon, and she, just spoilers for New Moon, by the way. If you haven't read the Twilight series, although I doubt any of you even care, but anyway, she got to the part where Edward says to Bella that he's leaving and he doesn't want to be around her anymore, and says, me and my family are leaving and I don't want you to come, like blah blah blah. And I vividly remember my friend scaring the mess out of me, because my friend just screamed, no, why is he doing this? And like, I remember jumping out of my skin, being like, "Whoa, what's wrong?" And then she's on the couch having an existential crisis. She's sitting there going, he left her, ah! And I'm like, okay. So I got spoiled for that in New Moon. So thanks. So I guess, I suppose I have to thank her for that. But yeah, anyway, read the Twilight series, loved it. And even after reading that, I was sort of in between, because like I was in my like angsty emo stage, and I just wanted vampires. I just wanted to read all the vampire books. And then when I was 17, my friend who I read Twilight with knew how obsessed I was. She had kind of grown out of it a little bit, but I mean, she was still reading books. She just wasn't reading the same ones as I was. She got me for my 17th birthday the first book in the House of Night series, and so began my obsession with that. So read the House of Night series, and then I discovered Cassandra Clare, and it just kept growing and growing, and then now all this happened. This isn't even my full book collection, like the rest of it is over in the other room. But to just bring this to a head, really, I really don't think I would be the person that I am today had I not picked up those books, had I not discovered those stories. And that's why days like today are so important, because reading is something I will and truly believe reading helped me with my depression when I was a kid, because I was really depressed. I didn't have any friends. No one wanted to hang around with a weird kid. And I just remember reading these stories, and I was just, I felt seen. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously I couldn't relate to half of the protagonists that I was reading about, but I just remember reading these stories and just feeling this connection, and just like going on an adventure with Harry, Ron and Hermione to find the Philosopher's Stone, or with Jason Clary to fight demons, or with Zoe and the House of Night people to save the House of Night from the forces of darkness. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was just escapism. And, again, and obviously now books have progressed so much now. I'm loving the fact that there's so many books out there as of lately that are about neurodivergent people, autistic people, which really makes me feel seen. I really, really love that. And leave suggestions for any more of those down in the comments, by the way. But yeah, that's why I love days like today, because books are so important. Books are vital. And can I just say, to all the teachers out there or educators that may or may not be watching this video, if you have a child in your class that is maybe a little bit quiet, maybe prefers to sit in the story corner and read a book and just have quiet time to themselves whilst the other kids are running around getting red-faced and sweaty, don't go over to that kid and be all like, go over there and join the others. Why are you being like this? Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, I had that happen to me numerous times. Like, I've literally had books taken off me and being told that I need to go and be properly social with all the other kids. And I'm just letting all the teachers out there know, please don't do that. Please stop doing that, because that child is simply going on an adventure. They are having way more fun than you could ever provide for them. They are connecting with characters in ways you will never understand. And if you want to call yourself an educator, that that's important. That child is being educated. Trust me. That kid is finding something within themselves they didn't know existed, because that is what books did for me, and that is what that book is doing for that child. So if you have a kid in your class that just likes to read a lot, don't call them a weirdo. Don't call them antisocial. Just let them read. Okay? And on that note, I'm going to wrap up this video. So yeah, let me know down in the comments what your reading journey was. Like, what was the book that got you into reading? What's your favorite book right now? Let me know. What was the first book you read as a child? And yeah, that's it. Happy World Book Day, everyone. I hope you're having a good day. My Twitter and Instagram are down below as always. Subscribe if you haven't already. And also down below will be my Amazon wish list. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video, which will hopefully be very, very soon. Bye.